So we've swapped Fuller out, we've got Connor in, and there's a good reason for that. It's because Manchester United take on Manchester City, and we've decided we're going to do an all-time draft. Not Manchester United now. You may include some players from now. Should be mad if you did, to be honest. But basically, City United all-time draft, snake order. If you don't know what that is, basically I take a pick, then James, then Connor, then Samit, then Samit takes 2 picks, and you go back round. Make sense?
Easy.
But
Yes.
the aim of this is that at the end, we're going to have a combined 11 that all of us, quote unquote, agree on. So nice and easy. Goalkeeper, I'm going to throw in Peter Schmeichel. I think this doesn't even need a conversation. But James?
Yeah, no, I can't even argue with that. So am I going right back first?
Oh, no. Well, let's go. Let's agree on a keeper first.
Yeah. I can't argue. I hate to make shit content, but I can't argue. Peter Schmeichel.
Connor, Samit, you're both saying Peter Schmeichel.
I mean, I was like, if anyone, Van der Sar, but like, I think Schmeichel's better. So
I actually think Van der Sar's better than Peter Schmeichel, but I can see why you go to Peter Schmeichel. I've always just been more of a Van der Sar guy. I think at his peak at United, he was a bit better, but let's be honest.
What was Van der Sar's record? Was it like 11 games without conceding? Or
yeah.
something?
And then even when we eventually did concede, like in those games, it was Thomas Kujat that was in goal against Blackburn. So it wasn't even him. He lasted a couple more games. Yeah.
James, you're on to right back then.
This is probably going to be the weaker position of the team, even though he is probably the best Premier League right back of all time. Joint with Trent, probably still ahead for now. Gary Neville, of course, and
I also did not. I thought you said Kyle Walker.
Same.
I thought you were going to say Kyle Walker. Yeah.
I don't like watching Kyle Walker play football, so I'm going to stick with Gary Neville.
You like watching Gary Neville play football?
No, you make a fair point actually about Kyle Walker, because there was a period where I thought he was the best Premier right back of all time. That's a tough one. Again, kind of the more Kyle Walker is playing, the more it is damaging his reputation, because I watched the highlights of the City game. I didn't watch it at the time, and I was like, this guy, he needs to go to MLS. He needs to go Saudi,
Miami,
go somewhere.
Man. Come Miami. We need
go
a right
somewhere.
back. We need a right back.
Because it's not working anymore, and it is quite sad to see a guy who just relies on his pace now. It is weird though, because a lot of footballers who rely on their pace are able to he's had enough time to learn to not need his pace, but I guess he's just taking it for granted, and now it's just being exposed all at the same time.
I'm not going to lie, like the goal against Palace this weekend, where you could see across the line, and Ismail Assar went in and he put his arm up, and I was like, bro, you no, it wasn't.
Munoz, it was
Munoz.
embarrassing that.
Yeah.
I was like it was what I thought was mad was that he put his arm up and he was looking at Munoz directly across him, and I was like, there's no way you don't see that you are playing him so far onside. Like it's actually harder for you to see you're playing him onside than it was to see him playing offside. So yeah, but I think reputation is going to get killed if he carries on. But in my opinion, I would also have him as number one.
Kyle Walker,
not Gary Neville, but I think
I can't argue with that, to be fair.
It's hard to argue with, but I would probably edge it to Gary Neville, because I think Neville and Trent are the best right backs in Premier League history. But it would be hard to argue against Kyle Walker, how good he was for all those years. So
the problem as well is if we just go down the trophy route and say Neville won X, Y, and Z, then you just start putting all of the United players from that era. So I don't think there's any harm in saying ability-wise.
It's also about Walker is, if we're doing this, is it just their City years? Because 2 of Walker's best years were at Spurs. They weren't at City. 15-16, 16-17 were 2 of his best years.
I think it's that their Premier League legacy, right?
Right, so it's not just
there's not going to be too many players. Yeah, not going to be too many players along the track that have played for a bigger club than say Man U or City. So let's move to more interesting positions, because I think the back four almost kind of fills itself along the way. Centre back, Connor, your number one. This is your A side centre back.
Oh, my A side centre back. I got out of the 2 teams, it's just got to be Rio. It's got to be number one. I don't think there's much of an argument. There's not even really much to say about it, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Are we going to say Connor?
I was going to say, do I have to pick 2 centre backs or just one?
Nah, you get one. So
Yeah,
Sam.
there's no discussion. Rio Ferdinand's the best out there.
Yeah.
Go on, Connor.
Is it me or is
Please
it
don't.
Bro, mixing up brown guys, that's crazy from brown guys. Go on, Smith.
Yeah, I was thinking. I had two names of mine. I had Vincent Kompany and Nemanja Vidic.
No,
Hold on, you didn't even let
I'm
me
not having
finish,
this
James.
at
You didn't
all.
even let me
Because
finish.
I was waiting for someone to say him. I think Company is so overrated.
No,
You
he's
didn't
not
even let me
overrated.
finish,
Oh,
James.
nah,
I said I was thinking Vincent Kompany, and I'm gonna go with Nemanja Vidic because I like him better. But Kompany came to my head. I just want to put that out there, Jameson.
I would
But I
have
was
edged it. I would have
waiting.
edged it to Company. You know, I don't think he's not. I don't think he's underrated, overrated at all. He was a proper captain, full of clutch moments.
He has
I
he has
thought
a
he was
lot
really,
of
really.
he has a lot of gaffes in his career. If you go back and watch the tape, like he had a lot of moments. Like I can remember when the Fulham own goal, like swipes at the ball, goes over his head, rolls back and scores. He had a lot of those.
Vidic had a lot
Yeah,
of
but
mistakes
Vidic
in him
had
too.
plenty of those as well.
To be fair, yeah,
and-
I've just said Vidic.
And Company centre back partner was rotating so frequently. Go on, here comes James's big spiel on why
You're not getting any
Company's
big
not his
spiel
guy.
because we all watched him with our eyes. I just think the idea of Vincent Company was more grand than the actual Vincent Company you got. And yeah, because of the big moments, because of the captain, leader, legend, etc. I understand that puts him higher up, but I just think like as a pure footballer, he does not chat to Vidic or Terry or Ferdinand or Sol Campbell, etc.
I thought he was brilliant, man. I
Yeah,
might,
I can't
I
lie.
might be alone in thinking it. I thought even on the ball he was really good as well. I didn't think he had many flaws to his game.
Was he
came as
really
a
good on
DM
the
as well,
ball?
you know? Yeah, he came as a DM.
He was
so
a good ball
deep.
carrier, but I don't think he was
Yeah,
especially good
brother, but you're
passer.
like respectfully, Nemanja Vidic. Listen, he was smashing me up anytime. So, but Nemanja Vidic was not good.
Put
in
it this way:
possession.
give it a few years, and Saliba's overtaken Company.
Bro,
in
here we
terms
go
of
with this
quality.
guy,
This
bro.
is
You
an actual
can't
conversation,
have
bro.
a
Like,
single
get us
episode
about this conversation.
with this guy, man. Oh man.
Samit, you've got double picks. So you have a left back as well. This is a dodge
It is.
position,
It
I can't
really
lie.
is. And I'm gonna say a name that I'm gonna look stupid saying because I didn't watch this guy, but I'm gonna go Irwin at left back just because what I've
I knew you were going to say that.
from
bro.
what I've heard,
Pick-
he is the best.
But Irwin, literally, like you couldn't have been alive to watch.
I know.
This,
What am I gonna
I
say?
wanna-
Kolarov? Like, come on. Like, Zinchenko?
Patrice Evra?
Yeah. Even was if you ask a United fan, like, I mean, from what I've heard, they talk about Irwin like he was like Gareth Bale at left back. Like that's what I've heard from him, right? So I guess Evra would be the better choice. I mean, it's a combined 11. You guys get to have your input. So if you guys want to go Evra, I'll go Evra.
Zinchenko.
Here we go.
It's too easy for it. It's too easy.
I would have gone with Evra for this one.
Gal
to be
cliche.
Let's go with Evra. Midfield. This is where it gets tasty. Connor, you get to go first. Oh, here we go. By the way, for full context, for people who even James or Samit won't know this, but we've just started a new series called Play Your Hand. And I won't go into too much detail because it's definitely going to be worth a watch. But effectively, we have 4 guys and we pick the best Premier League midfielder of all time. But every round you have to get rid of players. So we start with 11. Every round you get rid of 3, and you end up in a final with 2 of the best Premier League midfielders. And Connor, don't say anything. Don't give anything away. But the way this guy was angry that day, like he was ready to say, "I'm never coming on no ratings." He was going to quit his job. He was going to he was fuming. So I feel like I know who you're going to put in first.
Yeah, Roy Keane is going straight in. I'll be real. He's going straight in. The best captain the Premier League's ever seen. Best. You know, you could probably argue there's a lot of Man City players that you could put in this position, but I would argue Roy Keane is a better leader and such an underrated actual footballer. And everyone disrespects how good he was on the ball because of how good he was as a leader. He was actually so good at football. Roy Keane deserves way more respect than he gets in these conversations, especially certain conversations that I had the other day. So I'm going with Roy Keane. You lot can disagree and throw,
No, I think Roy
players
Keane
on
would
board.
be.
So hold on. This is
First
your
pick.
number 1 midfield choice.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I'm
we'll go
happy
number
with that.
2.
Man. I'm happy with that.
Okay. So Roy Keane's your number 1, and then James, who's your number 1?
Is it me or is it Samit?
Yeah.
Is it me?
No. I'm saying. So
Oh,
I'm personally debating Roy Keane to not be in this team. By the way, I want to put that out there early because I think there's 3 better midfielders.
Just get in the bin. Roy Keane. I'm happy with him number 1 pick. Why? What is your problem against Roy Keane?
Thank you. You should have been there. You know what? Never mind. But Roy Keane.
But hold on. So I'm saying my number 1 pick in midfield would be Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh yeah, whoa. No, but now you're just going to start listing all the players. Wait till the
Okay,
second and
fair,
third
fair.
pick.
But then I would put in Roy Keane's position out of Yaya Toure, and I don't.
Oh,
think
no, stop it.
No,
Stop it.
no. We're not. I think Yaya Toure is a very, very good player. I don't think I agree with what Connor said is that like Roy Keane is a very underrated on the ball player. Yaya Toure, that 13-14 season, people talk about it like he like won the Ballon d'Or that year. They put it up on this pedestal. It's like, guys, he was not like this like transformative all-time talent. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep with Keane. I'm good with Keane. I'm good with Keane there.
Yeah, Yaya Toure wasn't better than Roy Keane, brother. What? Come on now.
Yaya Toure
Bro,
also
first-
just people remember him for what he did. People don't remember him for what he didn't do, which is he was a passenger in a lot of no, passenger is the wrong word, but he was quite lazy. He would go games where he'd just like wander around and not make an impact, and then would have other games where he'd grab the game by the scruff of the neck and do everything. But there were times where people were looking at Yaya Toure going like, this guy is lazy. Why is he not applying himself in the way he could? I don't think you would ever hear that about Roy Keane, my kind of footballer. Nubay just hates him because of who
No,
he is.
I don't. I actually, do you know what? I've actually begun to like him even more because of what he's like on TV. And me not putting him in my team probably means I'd never go on TV again. No, I just really like Yaya Toure. But anyway, Roy Keane's in. James, you're on the next pick.
I'm going to say this person just to piss a few people off. I'm going to go Rodri, please, because he is a Ballon d'Or winner.
Hold on a minute. You want Rodri and Roy Keane in the same team? Are you okay? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna like Roy Keane shouldn't be in this team because Rodri should be playing in that.
No. Respect Roy Keane, please. What is
I'm
Roy
respecting
Keane's
him. Rodri just won a Ballon d'Or.
Mate, you can't land that.
Yeah, but we've got De Bruyne. De
Bruyne.
Bruyne is going to be in there as well, so he's an attacking midfielder. So we've got a pivot of Roy Keane and Rodri.
So is that how we're building it? Like as if they were actually playing, not just the three best midfielders. They have to work together. Is what you're saying?
No, just the three best midfielders. But I'm saying they happen to coincidentally make quite a nice 6, 8, 10.
So what do you
combination?
I'm just going to throw the name out there. It's not my turn. I'm just going to throw a name out there. David Silva. What do we think?
Nah.
Bro.
Nah, you lot put too much.
He's the woke man's choice, David Silva. Everyone, just David Silva. This
because then if David Silva's making it, Paul Scholes should make there's too many.
David Silva.
I put Scholes over Silva.
David Silva is a prime example of a footballer that you can say he is amazing, and no one can argue. Because how do you argue against David Silva being amazing? Oh, you say
because he's amazing, bro. What do you mean?
But there's no like. How can you discredit it? It's like, if I say David Silva's not class, you'll go, oh, you've got to watch football with your eyes. It's what he does off the ball. It's the way he makes these passes.
I'm not going to lie. You're not going to like this. But basically, what Ødegaard does for Arsenal, David Silva's doing for Man City.
Yeah, and I don't have Ødegaard in this team either.
Yeah.
You would if it was an Arsenal team. You would.
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying.
If it was an Arsenal City combined 11, you'd put Ødegaard in.
And you'd say, but it's all those things, it's not the assist, it's not the goal, it's the conducting, it's the way he flicks his hair. That's Ødegaard, it's the magic.
Ødegaard gets the goals and assists. David Silva didn't, to be fair. So, David Silva. Also, difference between Ødegaard and David Silva. Ødegaard is often seen as Arsenal's best player. David Silva was never Man City's best player.
You should, Amir.
No, I know. He goes on about it all the damn time.
Hold on. You just said, if you ask Arsenal fan, you'd say Ødegaard's our best player.
No. Not if you ask Arsenal fan. If you ask anyone, they'd say Ødegaard's one of Arsenal's best players. David Silva.
You said best. Now you say one of David.
Okay, Saka and Ødegaard. Saka and Ødegaard. Whereas if you ask Man City, it was always Aguero, De Bruyne. There were other players. David Silva was a nice piece.
Every Manchester City fan that I know says David Silva's the best player ever.
Yeah, the woke man's pick.
I'm gonna be honest. David Silva's just another guy. I'll be honest.
That's what I mean. You always stick Bernardo Silva in it while we're.
Also, hey, don't.
No, you can't be comparing David and Bernardo like that. Come on.
Also, you said, but I knew in my head that David Silva definitely had numbers on Ødegaard. You said he didn't get goals and assists. In his last season at City, he got 16 goals and assists. Season before that, he got 16.
16 goals and assists.
16, no, as in combined.
Yeah. No, Ødegaard did 15 non-penalty goals in a single season, brother. in the
This brother's
league.
going not. Yeah, but you said he wasn't getting numbers, and this is in a different time. Let me finish. Season before he got 20 goals and assists. Season before that he got 11, but he was injured. Season before that he got 19.
Are you talking
So to say
all comps or
Is
just
numbers,
the
this
league?
David Silva's stats?
yeah, bro.
Bruno's stats are better than that.
But bro, no, I'm not arguing about Bruno.
Also, this all comps.
Anyway, listen, David Silva's not in the squad. Why are we fighting for the guy who's trimmed his
You know,
hair?
it's so
We should
funny.
trim his
It's so
hair.
funny. I'm the one who said his name, and you three have had like the most like like I said his name and just left, and you three have been going on, and I just love it. I love it.
All right. I don't even know whose pick it is anymore because James mentioned Bernardo Silva. And now I'm angry.
I think it's you, Nabe. I think it's you because
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
I don't even know who's
Alright,
in
I
right
get-
now.
Like, this
Roy
guy's
Keane or
banned
Bruyne?
Well, we're
make a
saying
play.
Roy Keane's in
Yeah.
the team, and we're saying
De Bruyne.
oh,
definitely.
James was debating Rodri apparently.
No, De Bruyne is definitely in, so it's the third midfielder.
Yeah, so now it's so now we have lots of names. So I'll just name a few names and I'll pick one. I have a double pick actually. We've got Rodri, Scholes, apparently not David Silva. Anyone I'm missing? That's like a proper standout.
Fernandinho, but obviously wouldn't have
He
him
ain't
in.
gonna make
but,
it, bro.
but
This guy wants to play with a team full of 3-6s. Your breast milk. Who else? I think that's it. No,
Yeah,
those are like
yeah.
the standout options.
Yeah, there's not really anyone
feel like
else.
this is
And I'll
really-
pick Scholes.
I'll go
Yeah,
Scholes,
but it's
too.
your pick. It's your pick.
All right, I'll back Scholes, but I don't think that makes a balanced midfield. But it sounds like everyone else is backing Scholes. So, and I think we got it wrong from the first choice.
No, we did
let's
not.
just make that clear.
You lot disrespect Roy Keane's name so
It's
much.
not disrespectful, bro. There's many other good midfielders. Anyway, forwards. Are we going right to left, or do you want to go
right
there
to
an
left. We
obvious
started
picking?
with the right back, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So, right wingers. Oof. Mahrez needs to have a conversation because we're talking about Premier League legacy. Remember, not just Man City.
Stop it.
Who
Stop.
else do you want at right wing?
Ronaldo played right wing
Yeah.
for United, didn't he?
Yeah, Ronaldo. Anyone else? It's kind of hard.
It doesn't need to be anyone else. Let's be honest.
I mean, if it's
Ronaldo's
those two
better.
names.
You know, Man City's biggest shout is probably Sterling. You'd have Sterling ahead of Mahrez.
Yeah.
No, you'd have Mahrez ahead of Sterling.
No, you'd have Sterling ahead of
Nah.
Mahrez, surely.
Sterling
Mahrez was a
played off the
side
left
piece for a
most.
while.
Nah, bro. Also, we're talking about Premier League legacy. Remember, I said Premier League. legacy.
Yeah.
Mahrez is well in the conversation.
I think Mahrez was a
Um,
Uber, to be fair.
he was good.
I think Mahrez is a good player, but
I loved him.
but Ronaldo's
Ronaldo.
Premier League legacy is still better than Mahrez's.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, Ronaldo's Premier League legacy in this entire team. Is
What
better
are
than
we
what
debating?
everyone
Ronaldo is in. Come on, guys. What are we debating here? It's come on.
Sorry,
Come
bro.
on.
Bro, why am I even here at this point? Any name I mention, I'm just getting sledged.
Up front is quite an interesting one, actually.
Yeah, it's you anyway. Whatever you say, I promise you I'm disagreeing. Whatever you say.
Oh shit! Actually, it's a good conversation.
Aguero, Wayne Rooney, and Haaland, but it's premature for that anyway. But in terms of like peak season, and then I'll sprinkle in Eric Cantona just to please the old folks watching. But
You didn't watch him play.
I think I'm gonna go Wayne Rooney.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'd agree, but it's really close. It's really
That's shocking, Connor, that you'd agree. Honestly, didn't think the United fan.
no, but like, Aguero is genuinely unreal. So it is a conversation. It really is. But man, Rooney, man, he's just a more complete player.
I
The
love
assists,
Wayne
the
Rooney.
goals.
Strikers is tough, you know. Aguero, I actually low-key think Aguero is quite underrated. I think people don't.
Yeah,
talk
he
about
is.
him
He
the way
is.
he-
His goal
like,
record
he was-
is on par with Henri's.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Maybe
If
Henry's
you've
not that
seen-
difficult to chase after all, you guys.
If you've seen the famous graphic, there's like I think ESPN and Bleacher Report might have made it. It was like teams like Aguero scored the most against, and it's like Chelsea 10, Arsenal 9,
It's
Liverpool
ridiculous.
6.
It's ridiculous.
Like all the big teams, he's like killed them over the years. Like Chelsea especially, he's put like 4 past
Near
us one
post.
game. Yeah, he's
Just near post, bang.
I'll
Just
probably edge
one
Rooney.
thing that goes against Aguero as well is he was a bit of a part timer. He played like 28 games a season, most Premier League
Yeah.
seasons, which looked fine. But at the end of the day, he wasn't contributing. Fortunately, they had Gabriel Jesus,
You know
who
what? You know what though? You know what? You're just wrong because that's not true. I think
right,
I
we're going
also
back to-
used to think the same. Bro's going to pull up these stats and go, "This is all comps, brother." It says Premier League. I want to clarify.
I was there. I lived
he-
through it.
He played 33, 30, 31, 25, 33, 24, 12. I also did think he was injured quite a lot, but I think he missed like 6-week periods where they had like 2 games. So
I can't argue that.
yeah. You know what bro? This guy's trust issues are so insane. I actually have the thing in front of me. I'm reading it out word for word. He's going, I can't argue that. Of course you can't, bro, because I'm not lying.
Left winger.
Yeah. We're saying Rooney. Everyone agreeing on
Yes.
Rooney. Question though, Connor, seeing as you're a United fan, if we were playing a different system, would like the likes of Bex and Giggs even get in?
Giggs wouldn't. Beck's probably. I'd make the argument for Beckham, but I don't think Giggs can chat to some of these guys.
You know, I think Giggs slander has gone too far.
It's not.
I think
he was a great player. It's just
no, not like that. But I think because people think he was just a journeyman with so many trophies, I think people forget he was actually like an incredibly talented player. You don't play this many games for such a good United team by just being like an average player. I think, and I used to hate on Giggs a little bit, and then I'm like, no, actually, I've watched tapes of him, and he in the FA Cup final against Arsenal.
But I knew you were going to mention that. But you know, like I was chatting to. Well, wait, it might have even been you, Connor, the other day. Like Giggs used to have these moments, but then he would like disappear for like.
Yeah, he would go missing quite a lot. That was a problem.
We probably should have played 4-4-2. You know?
I was just thinking we should switch the formation. Because you could just shift.
Yeah, but then we still lose an all-timer midfielder.
No, you just shift De Bruyne to the right. De Bruyne used to play there.
Nah, you're mad.
You could play there. Why can't you play there?
Nah, just sack Rodri off, man. If we're going to do that, just sack Rodri off. He's a system.
Yeah, Nubaid said 4-4-2 because he wanted to get rid of Roy Keane.
Yeah, exactly, bro. How did Rodri's not winning the team? De Bruyne got shipped to the right. No one even mentioned Scholes and Keane. One of these two guys. It's time to go.
It's not,
Big question: who's manager?
Sir Alex Ferguson's the manager. That's not
Pep Guardiola.
No, he's not. Oh my god, it's such a tired argument, man. Sir Alex Ferguson is so clear. Oh my days. We'll do the winger first. I can't. Is it Giggs? Is it just Giggs?
If you want to switch because you want to put Ronaldo at left and then put someone else, like I understand like the shifting. That's why I was saying the 4-4-2. You put Ronaldo on the left. You keep the two midfielders you want, and you just put De Bruyne on the right. And you could get two strikers. And I think the striker. I mean, you could put Aguero and Rooney. I think it's a stronger 11 than putting Leroy Sané on the left.
I suggest play 4-3-3. Ronaldo off the left-hand side, bring Mahrez into the right-hand side.
I kind of backed the Mahrez shout, you know. He was. I actually think he was on that level. He was that good.
I mean, Mahrez was.
If we're talking about part-timers, Mahrez was just a sub.
Bro, don't make me whip out. No, you're not going to believe me anyway. Why don't you whip out?
I am. But this
also,
will be misleading because I need to find a start.
Before you make this decision, just remember this team has to have one Muslim player in it. So you get blood on your hands if you don't want to put Mahrez in this team.
Who else have I got to choose from?
That's it, bro. Fergie did not have any Muslim players.
Ali Al-Hadsi.
Was Pogba Muslim?
Yeah.
Was? He still is, bro.
I don't know what I said was.
Yeah, are we concluding then? Are we going with that 4-3-3, Ronaldo off the left, Mahrez off the right?
I like that. No, but I like that better than putting Giggs in.
Mahrez is better than football than Giggs. Like,
if you say that's the conversation, like who's better at football, it's definitely Mahrez.
The internet will be our judge. This is going to the internet to decide.
Our team, eventual team, is Peter Schmeichel in goal, Kyle Walker right back, Rio Ferdinand,
Vidic,
Patrice Evra. Midfield three. This is a Manchester United team. Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, Kevin De Bruyne, left wing Ronaldo, Rooney in the middle, and Mahrez on the right. For clarification, the three City players we've got in the team are De Bruyne, Mahrez, and Walker. City fans are going to be vexed. We probably should have bought a City fan in
and
this.
Sir Alex is the manager, by the way.
And Sir Alex apparently is the manager, but that's just not true. He could be assistant manager, bro.
So true.
Anyway, Carlos Cruz can be set piece coach. So Pep can be the actual manager. Anyway, that's all we have time for in this episode. It's been another long one, but I feel like people are enjoying the long ones. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, new channel, all of that. As I mentioned earlier, tease the new series that's coming out. If you haven't watched Mastermind Final, go and watch that too. Plenty of watching to do. Get in the comments and let us know what you think. And if you're watching on Spotify, because the video also goes on there as well, I should just do this once, you know, and then just keep replaying me saying this absolutely every single time. It's quite tiresome. And go and follow the pod as well. So now then, we'll see you on the next one.
Flip the other way. Palmer runs very fast, relatively fast. So what I think he does is, if a goalkeeper is standing on his line and he bends his knees one way he's probably going to dive that side. So Palmer just aims the other side. So and if the only goalkeeper I've seen who doesn't do that is Jan Sommer for Switzerland. He saved 2 of Jorginho's penalty ones because he knows Jorginho's penalties were the same thing, and he shifts his knees one way and he goes the other way.
Yeah, you're right. But if I may add, because Palmer does it quickly, a keeper wouldn't have time to do the decoy dummy,
Yes.
which is ridiculous. So a lot of people, and I've spoken to people before where they've said, why don't other people try and copy this penalty technique? The problem is Cole Palmer has just this natural talent that most people wouldn't have, where he is able to perceive within hundredths of seconds what the keeper is doing and adjust his body to that.